Okay, I'd like to call the Site Plan Review Committee to order for Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. Roll call, please.
Mary Kadowski,
Here.
Gary Paul,
Here.
Dennis Persick,
Here.
Carrie Rathburn,
Here.
and Krowski, Quinn, and Pamperin are excused.
Please stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please remember our men and women throughout the world in uniform. I have no changes to the minutes from May 6th meeting. I need a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second to approve those minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is that the agenda?
No, that was the minutes. Okay, I need a motion to approve the agenda. I have no changes to the agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Motion carried. Okay, number 6, items for discussion and possible action. 6A, consider, discuss, act on a site plan review request for a residential accessory structure larger than 576 square feet, 3633 Sand Acres Drive, parcel VA-1118-1. Aaron.
Thank you. I'll share my screen just to bring up a site plan. Okay, there you go. So this is the request from the owners of the property on Sand Acres Drive. They're requesting the Site Plan Review Committee review for a accessory structure larger than 576 square feet. Under our code, we allow accessory structures up to 576 square feet by right within the R1 residential zoning district. As your lot gets larger, there are obviously slots for how much your accessory structures can increase. The property owner's parcel is 1.5 acres, which allows them to request an accessory structure up to 936 square feet. They are requesting one that is 845 square feet, so underneath the maximum for their lot size. But as noted, under our code, any accessory structure larger than 576 square feet does require review and approval by the Site Plan Review Committee. A couple items to note on the site plan. What you see here, there is a floodway and flood fringe. This is the floodway that you see right here. And there's a 35-foot setback under Brown County rules for an environmentally sensitive area. Mr. Peters has worked with Brown County to receive approval for an ESA, or environmentally sensitive area amendment, to reduce the 35-foot buffer as indicated here. So that has been approved and recorded with the Register of Deeds office. So there are no setback issues either with Brown County or the Village of Ashwaubenon. So it does meet our accessory structure setbacks as well. And it is not located within the floodway or floodplain for that matter. Just for some additional information, the Peters did submit signatures from the neighbors indicating their support for the accessory structure, just for your information. In terms of recommended conditions of approval, just one noted is to obtain a shoreland zoning permit prior to starting construction, and that's from our office, and then meet all applicable requirements of the Ashwaubenon Site Plan Review and all other applicable village ordinances. In terms of the design of the structure, this is what they're looking at here. There's a 15-foot maximum on any accessory structures within the Village of Ashwaubenon, and this is under 15 foot. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, Justin Peters for the applicants is in the audience as well.
That's the kind of building he's putting on there is what I'm looking at?
Something very similar to that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. And it does, seeing you got a floodplain there, it does keep, he's got everything out of the floodplain that, with permits from the DNR or whatever?
Yes, sir. He is not located in the floodplain. If he was, it would be subject to our local Ashwaubenon floodplain zoning rules, and the building would have to be flood-proofed.
All right, the other
it's-
question I got, the larger the parcel of property, the larger you could build the accessory building.
That's correct.
Okay, all right. I really think there's an issue there that's not sitting on my property rather than his, because I like that outbuilding really.
That,
It's a nice piece of, building to have on a property, so.
my question is, it's not it won't be a dwelling at all.
No, that's not allowable.
Okay,
All right. I'll move to approve if there's no other questions on the property of accessory building. I don't have,
With staff conditions, Gary?
with staff conditions, I don't have the right,
okay. Do we have a second?
here we go.
I'll second it.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve a site plan review request for a residential accessory structure at 3633 Sand Acres Drive, parcel VA-1118-1. Any other comments, questions, concerns? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. 6B, consider, discuss, act on a site plan review request for a small stage to be built at Backyard Brew LLC, located on Sand Acres Drive on parcel VA-L197 in the village of Will.
Thank you. Brian Hinkle, owner of Backyard Brew LLC, representing owners. Highland Ridge Properties is requesting site plan review committee for a stage that they are looking to build on the property. The stage will be built to the west of the current building, which I believe is the old clubhouse of the golf course that was out where Highland Ridge is now being built. The actual stage will be approximately 174 square feet. It'll be built 2 feet off the ground on concrete posts, and that coupled with walls surrounding 3 sides of the stage will be about 10 feet tall with a fabric retractable roof. The stage will be built in between or to the west of the clubhouse, which actually puts it outside of any sort of environmental requirements, that being ESAs, floodways, and the flood zone. So there's no special requirement for that location on the property. One of the things noted by the applicant is that below the stage, where the concrete posts are going to be, it'll be surrounded with lattice fencing to protect anything below the stage, making sure no animals, no vermin are developing homes under there. And then additionally, there will be no electricity to the stage. The applicant did note that obviously a primary concern with the location of the stage being noise in a residential area. The stage having three solid walls will be able to have the noise projected in one direction, and then additionally, no noise will be coming from the stage after 10 p.m. per village code, and then also business hours. The only staff conditions noted would just be to obtain the required building permits prior to the start of construction. The applicant is in the audience, so if you have any questions for him or I, please let us know.
Okay, any questions?
Is it west of the clubhouse, is that right out the back door from the clubhouse towards hole 1? Am I thinking right?
It would be tucked between the clubhouse and the retention pond that's currently there.
By where?
The retention pond, outlot 1, I believe.
What I'll do is, I'll bring up a air photo, just for reference.
I'm not picturing it with what you're showing it to me here.
Just bear with me while we get down there.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
All right, so here's the Backyard Brews building.
Yep.
The stage will be back in this area right about here.
All right, that's over on hole number 1. Okay.
That's west, right? Pretty much.
Yes.
That's straight west of the clubhouse, you're correct. Okay. And the stage itself is under, obtained by the ordinances that we got, there's no problem with the,
Yep, it would fall under the accessory structure ordinance, which, as just noted in the previous round, has to be under 576 square feet.
and noise is protected by the 3 walls you were saying.
Yep,
Any problems from the neighbors at all?
nothing noted.
Nothing, nobody is concerned, okay. Okay, no problem. Nice addition. Good spot for that type of business.
Okay, does anybody want to make a motion, or?
I move to approve with conditions, if there are any here.
I would second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the stage to be built at Backyard Brew on parcel VA-L197 with staff conditions. Any more comments, concerns, questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. 6C, consider, discuss, act on a site plan review exception request by Family Services of Northeast Wisconsin for an accessory structure location outside of the rear yard, 3430 Spirit Way, parcel VA-L367-4. Aaron.
All right, thank you. Let me bring up a diagram. Okay. The request from Family Services of Northeast Wisconsin is to locate a greenhouse like the one you see before you
So nice.
on their site, on their property, to be used for educational purposes for the residents who are staying there. This is an overhead view of the Family Services property. This is Spirit Way. This is the facility itself. This is the garage, basketball court, parking lot, recreation field, and the indicated shed site would be right here, just to the southeast of the garage itself. In speaking with Family Services, the requested location is to accommodate water, basically, for the greenhouse through a rain barrel that would use the runoff from the roof of the garage into a rain barrel that they could then reuse for the greenhouse itself. In discussing other locations for them, the only outdoor actual spigot for the property is located over here in the southwest part of the building itself. So that's the only potable water location otherwise. The greenhouse is to be donated by School District of West Superior. And again, as noted, it is, this is what we're proposing, 12 by 7 or 84 square foot greenhouse. Under our code, accessory structures are to be located within the rear yard. The request is to request an exception to locate it right here, which is approximately 200 feet from Spirit Way amongst those trees and the garage, again, for purposes of the rain barrel from the garage. If you have any questions, I'd be try to answer them as best I can. I guess they're not in the audience.
I went in and talked to Aaron about this because I know that this is a front yard, it's considered a front yard. It is 200 feet off of the road though, and we can make that exception, especially with how far back it is. It does not set a precedence. I know that there is legislation that people are going to be circulating possibly about putting gardens in the front yards of people's homes, and that I'm not so crazy about. But this would not fall under that, and this is strictly one specific exception, so.
Well, and I think it's in a commercial area too, it's not in a residential area.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I
I-
agree with what you're saying, Mary.
I was gonna say, not only do I agree, but if you consider what's right across the street from that, if the idea of the rule is for aesthetics, I think there's other issues over there. So I would agree that it's not a harmful thing.
Are they gonna be putting any shrubbery or something around it? So it
Not planned on it, using the existing trees.
Oh, there is
There
existing
are
trees
trees
there.
there
All right.
already.
All right, I don't have any problem with that. Okay, I'll move to approve the structure on Spirit Way parcel VA dash L 367 4.
Did you second that, Dennis?
With, is there any conditions
Nope, not on this one.
not on this one, okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the request, the exception for 3430 Spirit Way, parcel VA-L 367-4. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Number 7, items for next agenda. Do we have next agenda?
Not yet, but we'll see.
Okay. So now I would need a motion to adjourn, please.
So move.
Second.
I don't want to.
Everybody would like to stay here, I guess. Okay, so
Raining out.
we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed,
Opposed?
motion carried. We're done.